These passive income ideas will keep making you money during a recession. As you all can probably tell, the economy is definitely slowing down. You're finally seeing home prices dip a little bit, used car prices falling, and other sectors of the economy now experiencing more of a supply than a demand. However, still at the moment there's an affordability issue. Even though home prices are dipping down a little bit, we have higher interest rates, and home prices are still relatively high compared to historical averages. So with the uncertainty around the economy, what can you do in order to safeguard your investments and even make some passive income? So in today's video, we're going to talk about these different passive income ideas that you can do so you can keep on making money during a recession. Now, in order to understand this recession, you got to look at other recessions and even other depressions. So usually during a recession, people usually just go to work, come back home, eat some food, sit down on the couch, watch some TV, go to the bathroom, take a shower, then go to sleep. So during this time, people are not looking to travel to exotic countries or buy expensive food because they don't have that disposable income to spend on all those things. And so when you're looking at how to make money during a recession, you have to look at the staples, at the necessities that people are needing in order to just survive. And not only in order to survive, but just to feel comfortable and be happy during a slowdown with their budget or in the economy as a whole. So thinking about that scenario again, people need to eat. And so you can look at different businesses around the food industry. Now, I know starting a food business is not a completely passive ideal. And I just want to say that there's no such thing as 100% passive income. There's always some sort of upfront capital or upfront work that you have to do in order to make the business more passive. So starting a food business can work as long as you make it as passive as you need it to be. So for example, start a pre-packaged snack company. Yes, I know there's a lot of grunt work up front where you had to find a distributor, you had to find a person who makes your food, you had to find a retail store that would carry your food, or you can advertise it online and just make it all through e-commerce. But once you have an established brand, let's say you're in the snack industry business and you're looking for a specific snack, maybe some sort of flavored liquid or drink, or some sort of flavored fruit or vegetable that you can market to your audience. More and more businesses are just going completely online, even for food products. And looking at the scenario during a recession, people just sit down on the couch and they watch something. And so usually when they're watching something, they are eating or snacking on something. And so that's where you come in with your drink or with your potato chip or something of that nature where you can fill that necessity for people during this time. According to research, the North American savory snack market is expected to reach $59.25 billion by 2028. And the thing is, people are looking for healthy snacks, healthy alternatives. They just don't want to eat Doritos. They want something with some sort of health aspect to it. So if you can find something that's healthy and tasty, that can appeal to a lot of people. Now, I know starting this business is pretty challenging because there's so much competition. If you look on Amazon, there's so many snack companies. Or if you just look at the big time businesses that have a bunch of their established snacks already there, people know them, it's going to be hard to differentiate yourself and make sure you stand out of that huge group of people within this industry. But I truly believe with the right intuition, with the right marketing, and if your product is very unique, you can really stand out and build this business and make it as passive as you want it to be. And later in the video, I'm going to show you an even better way to make this business even more passive. Now, before I go to the second point, please be sure to subscribe to this channel for some more content around the housing market, personal finance, and the economy as a whole. Now, stepping away from our illustration of someone sitting down at home just watching TV, going to bed and whatnot, I want to talk about Treasury bonds. And you all probably heard about bonds with the recent Silicon Valley bank collapse and other banking institutions having to be quote unquote not bailed out by the Fed, but having to get funding by the Fed in order for their customers to get their deposits back. And I know I'm saying these banking companies did fail because the way they bought bonds, but now that interest interest rates are high, it's a prime opportunity to buy bonds. Now, to buy bonds, you go to treasurydirect.gov. On treasurydirect.gov, you can choose the amount of time that you want to hold a specific bond. It can be as little as a couple of weeks to a full year or even longer. Now, if you hold these bonds for the full length of the time until maturity, you do not lose any money at all. Now, that's the power of bonds. If you do need that money before that term or that maturity ends, then you can sell it on the bond market. But you have to make sure you're selling these bonds when interest rates are lower than when you bought the bonds. Because the higher the interest rates, the lower the price of the bond. The lower the interest rates, the higher the price of the bond. And so yes, you want to buy these bonds with the highest possible interest rates, but if you want to sell it before maturity date, then you have to make sure you even sell it at a higher price than what you bought it at. And so this is probably one of the most passive ways that you can make money, because you're literally just lending money over to the government for them to use the money for whatever reasons. I don't know why the government would want your money and to pay you interest off of that money at all, but you can get paid off of that loan that you're giving to the government. So let's just go back to the illustration of someone going to work, coming back from work, sitting down on a couch, watching some TV, eating their snacks. Well, in that illustration, they're watching TV. Well, today we don't really watch TV like we did back in the day. We usually just look online, like look on YouTube and just watch videos. And so that's the third passive income ideal I want to talk about. It's just making YouTube videos. YouTube has been a great income source for me. Even though I'm not as big as like these other YouTubers, I still make money from this channel. And on top of having a rental property, I kind of see some videos as a rental property. Because yes, you can buy a property and you can make $100, $200 of cash flow, of passive income from owning and operating that rental property. But I can make a video and make it like 2 years ago, and I could still be making $100 to $200 every single month from a video I made 2-3 years ago. And that's the power of social media. That's the power of YouTube, that you have this catalog of videos that can operate as like individual rental properties that make you passive income on a month by month basis. And so truly take your time and invest in making a YouTube channel. Now, talking about the recession, what do people watch on YouTube during the recession? I know, like for me, my YouTube channel did extremely well. Like my highest view videos on my channel were all in 2020 when the pandemic first hit, because people were looking online on how to make money online during a recession or during a slowdown in the economy. And so making personal finance videos or how to budget, how to save money, how to invest is a great niche to get into during a recession for YouTube. Another niche to get into in YouTube is cooking videos or cooking tutorials. I even for some reason been looking online on YouTube videos on how to cook specific dishes, especially with the rise with restaurants and food costs and different things like that. And so yes, I'm still going to the grocery store to buy recipes, but I'm not going out as much because I'm trying to save money and I'm trying to just use as much of my groceries as I can in order to make dishes that I can eat instead of paying a high dollar price for eating out. And so if you love to cook or if you just know how to make affordable meals, I think that niche will do extremely well during a recession. The final niche to get into on YouTube during a recession is workout videos. So if you're into working out, exercising, you can make a simple 2 to 10 minute video on how to do a specific exercise and just best healthy habits when people are just staying at home. Especially during the last lockdown, people were just doing their workouts from home watching YouTube. And so you really have to look at YouTube like that every video can potentially be like cash flow from a rental property. And so those 3 different niches, in my opinion, are probably one of the best niches to get into during a recession. Of course, entertainment will always do well because people want to get their mind off of the recession, off of their money situation that they're in. And if you just have a funny video, you can make them laugh, that can go a long way. All right, the 4th passive income ideal I want to talk about is Shopify print on demand. And I actually operated a print on demand business a couple years ago. It did do well, and then I transitioned into real estate. But this can be an extremely passive income source because you could do everything from your laptop. You don't need to just order a bunch of clothes, bring them to a factory or rent out a factory. You don't have to do any stitching or anything like that. You can literally literally just do everything from your computer. Now, print on demand, and specifically, I want to talk about going back to the illustration. Someone comes back from work, sitting down, eating, watching some YouTube videos, and sitting down in their comfy clothes that you have created. And so specifically, the niche of comfy clothes, whether that's sweats, shorts, t-shirts, hoodies, something that's very cozy for people will go a long way. And we've seen the rise in athletic leisure over the past couple of years since the pandemic first hit, because people were working from home and they wanted something that was comfortable but also nice at the same time. And the thing is that you have to differentiate yourself from other manufacturers. For example, I saw this company, I just listened to a podcast of this company, and it's a faith-based apparel company, and all they have is like some Bible verses, they have different quotes, inspirational quotes, and it's just printed on their clothes, but that really sets them apart. And so yes, the quality is probably the same as like a Nike or Under Armour, but what sets them apart is, oh, they're coming from a faith-based approach, or hey, they're coming from this genre approach, anime approach, or they're coming from a cooking approach, or they're coming from a business approach. So whatever you can do to really cater or like niche down to your specific audience will go a long way with print on demand clothing. All right, so the final things I want to say on how to make money during a recession is to actually save money and to budget better. You cannot be spending your money on exotic travel destinations and going out here and eating out there and buying expensive clothes. Like, you have to really bunker down and get your budget right. I know for me, it's good that I am making money from a rental property, from different businesses that I have, but I've even seen the shift in me like eating at home more as opposed to eating out. I still go out every now and then, but it's not as much as I did like earlier last year. And it's not only because income is fluctuating up and down, it's just that, hey, I understand what's happening in the economy and I'm going to adjust my lifestyle accordingly. And so just going back to the YouTube videos, I just think it's probably one of the greatest passive income ideals that you could do, because through a YouTube channel, let's say you are doing cooking videos or some sort of food industry type of niche on YouTube, you can advertise that food business. So if you have a snack company, you can do that on YouTube. You can advertise it, put links in the description for your online store where you sell your snacks. And so that's why I believe YouTube is probably one of the best passive income ideals. All right, you all, hope you all enjoyed this video. Once again, comment down below your thoughts on the economy and how you're preparing for the recession. Please be sure to subscribe, and I'll talk to you all later.